All right, wonderful. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Startup Huddle Antigua Barbuda, where we build stronger communities, one entrepreneur at a time. For those of you who didn't have the pleasure of watching or reviewing our launch event, which was really awesome, basically at Startup Huddle, we bring together entrepreneurs, mentors, investors, consumer community, where we help to sharpen their skills and help them to build successful businesses as well. All right. For this session, as you guys would have used to get to the chat, our website is www.startuphuddle.app. And just a quick rundown of what's going to be happening tonight. Each entrepreneur that's going to be presenting tonight, we have two awesome startups, and they're going to get 6 minutes to present their ideas to you, the audience, where you're free to ask them any questions and provide any support or suggested feedback based off of their presentations. The entrepreneurs will introduce themselves, speak about their business, any challenges, share their experiences, and basically we network and help to each other to grow. Tonight is being supported by, as you see on our screen below, the Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative. And I'll share my screen just to speak a little bit about these guys. The Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative is an initiative of the U.S. Embassy of Barbados that provides up to 6 weeks of training, like a fellowship in the United States, based on a particular business that an entrepreneur may be seeking. And along with the Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative, they also provide free online courses for businesses where it's available right now. You can go online and learn fundamentals about business, marketing, design, engineering. Also, supporting the Startup Huddle is the Gen Global Network, which is a global network that has a wide array of programs that are there to help build a global entrepreneurial ecosystem. One of those programs, of course, is our Startup Huddle, and we actually last month launched several of them across the OECS and the wider Caribbean region with the support of the U.S. Embassy Bridgetown, which is responsible for our region. And for those of you who may not be familiar with the U.S. Embassy in Barbados, they also have, this is their website, they also offer quite a number of local programs, including the YLAI initiative. And they also offer scholarships for citizens of the Caribbean if you want to study, sharpen your business skills, if you want to have access to grants to do a community program, even professional exchanges. It's all available through the U.S. Embassy of Barbados as well. And one of our supporters is, of course, the GARD Center. And this center has been doing a lot of awesome work, helping a lot of vulnerable youth in the community to reskill themselves, become better, learn new skills, diversify, getting to starting new businesses. And as one of our partners, they were actually responsible for the Global Entrepreneurship Week, which happened last month. And they're a great partner to be a part of. Check them out. They're on social media as well. Feel free to check out their page and see all the awesome programs that are offered, compliments at the GARD Center. And last but not least, we have Circle Antigua Barbuda, which is an initiative that is rolling out. Started about 2 years ago, and it provides support for small businesses, and including advertising and a whole host of awesome features that you're going to be hearing about very soon next month as well. One of the things I want to introduce you guys to tonight, there's actually an opportunity that's come up. I got reached out by the One Young World program director, and they're actually offering a scholarship to One Young World 2021 next year, between the 23rd to the 26th of April. They're providing a full, all-expense-paid scholarship for anyone within Antigua and Barbuda, and they're going to be able to access the One Young World Summit in 2021 in Munich, Germany. This includes hotel accommodation between the 23rd and the 26th, meals, transportation between the summit and the summit venue, handout support material, and the cost to travel to Munich from the nearest international airport. I think the only thing that you have to worry about in terms of costs would be if you are paying for the Shenzhen visa. However, this is limited to persons if you are between the ages of 18 to 30 years old. So if you know of anyone in Antigua and Barbuda who you think would do very well by being exposed to the One Young World Network, please feel free to encourage them to visit oneyoungworld.com and check out the scholarship opportunity that has become available for us right here in Antigua and Barbuda. I'm actually a One Young World ambassador myself. I had the pleasure to attend One Young World when it was in Ireland, and it was really awesome, great network, lots of awesome experiences. So I would definitely encourage you, anyone, please make sure that you encourage anyone from Antigua and Barbuda to check out One Young World once they meet the criteria and take advantage of that opportunity. All right, without any further delay, let's get the presentations underway. So our first entrepreneur this evening is none other than Ms. Keisha Knight. And Keisha is responsible for this awesome brand that we call Dapper. And let's get Dapper on the screen. Here we go. So Ms. Knight, Keisha Knight, Dapper is where sophistication complements style. So sorry about that. So Dapper, from entrepreneur Keisha Knight, where sophistication complements style. So Keisha, you will have 6 minutes to make your presentation to the audience, whereby afterwards you will be able to get feedback from the audience, answer any questions, and of course, if you have any questions for the audience in terms of feedback or any suggestions or recommendations that you would like to hear from them, you have an opportunity to do so with them as well. I'm going to hand over the share screen to you, Keisha. Are you able to share your screen? Ms. Knight?
No, it's saying that the host has disabled participant screen share.
Okay, could you try again? Perfect. All right, so Keisha, you will have 6 minutes. Could you go to full screen, please? Yep, awesome. You'll have 6 minutes to make your presentation on Dapper, after which I will alert you of your time, and then we'll go into question and answers. Yeah? Could you go back to full screen? Sorry. And just a little housekeeping for the audience. Please feel free to have any questions, pose any questions into the Q&A or chat. We will be more than happy to read those questions out for you if you don't want to verbalize the question yourself. And please, if you are not speaking, we ask that you not unmute your mic to disturb the presentation. All right, Ms. Knight, are you ready?
I am.
Okay, all right, begin. Let's hear about Dapper.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ms. Keisha Knight. I am here to introduce you to my brand, Dapper, where sophistication complements style. Our big idea. Our big idea. So why should men be subjected to boring, mundane outfits? Men should be able to jazz up their outfits as much as females do. So this is the problem that Dapper is solving, because we all know no outfit is complete without a little extra pizzazz. So Dapper was formulated on the ideology that men should be able to express their personalities through trendy pieces. Management. Dapper is managed by myself, Keisha Knight, so it is a sole proprietorship. I have quite a bit of experience in customer service, having been employed in the banking industry as well as the hospitality industry. Our values. So for Dapper, our mission statement is to provide all men with quality, unique, and sophisticated products that inspire individuality and style. We aim to be the premier virtual retailer of innovative men's accessories, which accentuate any attire. And of course, our tagline is where sophistication complements style. Now, Dapper was built on a few brand pillars. I will just indicate a few of them. So passion. We aim to provide every piece or source every piece with a high sense of enthusiasm. Creativity. We're dedicated to finding out-of-the-box pieces that evoke awe and imagination. And of course, we're dedicated to providing exemplary service and to exceed customer satisfaction. Our products. So Dapper carries a range of men's accessories. We offer bow ties, socks, tie pins, suspenders, suspender sets, lapel pins, and of course, novelty products such as flasks or anything else that you can personalize. Who are our customers? Now, any guy can be a Dapper guy. However, our main clientele is comprised of corporate businessmen who make up 70% of our sales thus far, young professionals. Now, these include young gentlemen who are just leaving school and they're looking for jobs, they're going to interviews. So they make up 20% of our customer base. Grooms and groomsmen, they make up 5% of our customer base, and of course, the young gentlemen in making. These include toddlers and young boys, and they make up 5% of our customer base. Our costing models. So for our products, our ties range between $35 and $50, and for instance, our socks range from about $20. You can get cufflink sets starting at $75. You can get suspender sets starting at $110. Now, Dapper is geared to creating that personalized service. So we tend to find pieces that match your personality. So for instance, we have tie pins that feature like wrenches. So if you have a handyman, then that's a good item for that person. Our competitive advantage. Because we focus on providing innovative pieces, this is what sets us apart from our competitors within the industry. We try to transform your wardrobe through imagination. And of course, we provide a range of quality products complemented by our great customer service. What we have, or how do we see ourselves in the future? So Dapper is a young company. We were recently established in 2019. So we have set some goals for ourselves, and one is to fully develop our brand image, and this is to increase the use of, for instance, our items. We're hoping to get those labels by 2021.
30 seconds.
Oh, wow. And for instance, we are, in year 2, we're hoping to create a digital lookbook to attract more customers, corporate customers, and we're hoping to source new products in our 3rd year. Some of our challenges are lack of funding, and of course, the fact that we have no physical store. This may be a deterrent to customers who are not tech savvy. Was our presentation on Dapper.
That is time. Thank you, Ms. Knight. You are on your 6-minute mark. Thank you very much. Dare to be Dapper with Ms. Keisha Knight. Now is the time for any questions from the audience. Do you guys have any questions on Dapper for Ms. Keisha Knight? Please feel free to post them within the chat or the Q&A section. If you wish to unmute, feel free to just raise your hands, and so we can have the audience feedback. Any feedback from the audience? So I have a few questions for you, Ms. Knight. You did, okay, I have a question first coming from Ms. Richards, is there any negativity because you are female selling male clothing?
Thank you for your question, Ms. Richards. I wouldn't term it as negativity. I would more say surprise. So most of my customers contact us through Facebook or Instagram, and pretty much up until the point that the item is delivered, they're not aware that I am a female. So I get a sense of shock and surprise when I deliver the items and they say, "Oh, you're a girl." So I wouldn't say negativity, just some surprise and some, shock from clients.
Thank you for that feedback. Very interesting, of course. I have a question. What would you consider to be, because you did make mention of several challenges that you had, which included access to funding and other particulars, but what would you say is your biggest challenge in regards to, since jumping into all kind of what, there's like a two-part question. What motivated you to start Dapper? Being a female, of course, getting into menswear. Did you want to see men being dressed better than you're normally seeing, or what? And two, what would you consider to be your greatest challenge since starting the business itself?
Thank you, Elijah. So in terms of starting the business, it started, so I consider myself a fashionable person, so I generally like to see well-dressed people, and that of course includes men. So it started having gone through my early cycle of employment within the corporate sector. I was employed at a bank. So that pretty much gave way for the idea to come up. And then after having gone through my business, I've developed a sense of passion for this industry. So when I see ties and socks, and especially when they're unique, I get excited. So that's the answer to your first question. The second part of your question, in terms of the challenge, I would give it a tie between lack of funding, so not being able to have the funds to do exactly what I want to do or take the brand where I want it to go at the moment, and of course being a new entrant to the market. So not having as much exposure to, the wider market. Those are my two biggest challenges. I'd say they tie together.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for that feedback. Are there any other questions from the audience in terms of Dapper, where sophistication complements style? Ms. Keisha? If not, I have a few other questions I want to run by you as well. I am quite well aware, and thank you for that, about answering the previous questions. Another question I wanted to find out from you was, based on your experience in the market in Antigua and Barbuda, have you, or maybe I want to make sure I pose the question right, have you looked, in terms of funding, have you looked at the options for funding that have become available, whether it be through the Prime Minister's Entrepreneurial Development Program, or maybe the credit unions, or some other source of funding available to you? Have you basically explored options, or what options of funding have you explored so far for your business?
Okay, thank you for that question. To be honest, to date, I am aware of several funding initiatives available. However, to be honest, I personally would like to have my brand at a particular level before I look into these funding initiatives, and that's just me personally. So I am aware of the funding opportunities that are there, but I would like the brand to be at a particular level. I would like to have established a sound platform before I undertake these opportunities.
Okay, so it's not that funding is limited, and you're just not ready to go after it as yet.
That is correct. When I speak about funding, I was not necessarily referring, and I should have made that clear. I wasn't necessarily referring to the opportunities within the country and of course the wider market. I was actually referring to funding on my behalf.
Okay, understood. Gotcha. Understood. All right, so I have a question from Lisa. Lisa, please feel free to unmute your mic and ask your question.
Hi, thank you. I'm from St. Lucia, Startup Huddle St. Lucia. I like the name Dapper. It's quite interesting. Keisha, let me ask you, um, with the way men portray themselves, and I remember you said that you try to match everything with their personality. How do you convince someone who is not sophisticated that sophistication is the way to go, but not losing their own personality? How do you do that?
I love that question, Lisa. So that goes back to me or the premise that every guy is a dapper guy. It doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter what your personality is. I truly believe in heart you can be a dapper guy. So it's not necessarily about taking on a persona of something that you're not. It's about finding something within yourself just to, you know, increase your wardrobe to a level where it's just a little extra. And for me, I think that's just human beings in general. We do have the capacity to just be a little extra. So when I deal with a new client, I normally try to ask them, what colors do you like? What styles do you like? So for instance, everybody is not a bow tie wearing guy. However, they might be able to pull off a tie because it's a color they like. Or as I said, for instance, the little novelty items like the tie pin that's shaped as a wrench. So even if the person is a carpenter, there's something there for you that makes you feel, hey, I can pull this off.
Thank you. Wonderful. Best of luck.
Okay. All right, thank you for that question. All right. Any other questions for Keisha regarding Dapper, where sophistication meets style? All right. I know there's some new person just entered the room. If you have a question, please feel free to raise your hand or put it in the chat box, and we will give you a chance to ask any questions about Keisha. Keisha is the owner, entrepreneur of Dapper, where sophistication complements style, where she provides fashionable, sophisticated men's clothing and accessories. Does it include apparel as well, Keisha?
No, at the moment,
Okay.
I only offer accessories.
You only focus on accessories. Okay, understood. Another question I have for you has to do with, in terms of your reach, are you looking at just kind of focusing on the Antigua and Barbuda market, or are you looking at targeting men, online in other islands? Can you ship to other islands, or is it you're just focusing on Antigua right now?
Currently, I am focusing on Antigua solely. However, it is a future aim of mine to get my website up and running. And with that, I would be able to extend Dapper to a wider market. So I'm not necessarily forever limiting myself to just the local market, but that is the focus currently.
That's the focus currently. Okay, all right. I think, Kevin, you had a question that you wanted to ask?
Hi, good night, Elijah.
Hey, good night.
No, actually, no. I just came in. Apparently, I'm late, so I was just tampering with the phone. So sorry if I raise my hand.
Not a problem.
I'm just tuning in, so I'm just catching up.
No problem. That's fine. All right.
Okay.
Any other questions? Keisha has a few more minutes left regarding Dapper. So, Keisha, tell us, from the community, what is it that you would like from the Startup Huddle community that will be able to help you take Dapper to the next level? What are you looking for?
For
How
me,
can we help? How can we link?
Experience is mainly about mentorship. because as a young entrepreneur, sometimes there is not enough, or it's hard to find information about entrepreneurship, and it's hard to connect with, or I can only speak for me, sorry. It's hard for me to connect with other entrepreneurs who have already been established, have already, of course, everything is not a one cut track, but having been exposed to other entrepreneurs, that will give me a better sense of, how to function within my own brand, how to adapt that to my own brand. So just like a support system.
Understood. Okay. Well, we're definitely hear all about that at the Startup Huddle community. So if there is actually another question for you as well. So we're definitely all about providing support for you right here in the Startup Huddle community, including mentorship, networking as well. We have a question. How has business been during the COVID times for you, Keisha? Have you thought about renting menswear for weddings, etc., in terms of your accessories? Thank you for that question.
Thank you for your question. In regards to COVID, I must say it has affected my business because, of course, Dapper thrives on, people being able to be out and about and, being able to express themselves. And at the moment, that is slightly limited. It has only affected some parts of my business. So, for instance, corporate businessmen, they still patronize Dapper because, of course, everybody still needs to go to work. But in terms of persons going out to, for instance, New Year's Eve is coming up, and that's usually a big market. That, of course, will be slightly reduced because of COVID. And in terms of rental of wedding apparel, I have not thought about it, just because I don't actually have pieces such as pants and shirts, etc. However, I have thought about expanding my reach to persons doing weddings. So, for instance, along with sourcing stuff for the grooms and groomsmen, I do offer packages where you can personalize gifts for your wedding party, and you can do the buttons for, your guests, etc. So, never say never. That may be something in the future.
Absolutely, to diversify. And you did say that you do group accessories, so you provide like packages for corporate environments, like workplaces, uniforms, that kind of vibe.
That is correct. So I do offer the service of providing companies with uniform ties. So that is something that I'm hoping to expand on as well.
Okay, lovely. All right, I have time for about 1-2 more questions. I have one for you as well. You spoke about your biggest challenges as well. What can you say since you started this entrepreneurship journey? And I presume you're doing it part-time, not full-time. What would you say has been your most positive takeaway? Because it's easy for us to talk about the negativity, and with everything going on with COVID around us, of course, we know there are challenges. But what can you say, or what would you say, or share with other up-and-coming entrepreneurs has been your biggest lesson, or what have you learned from your entrepreneurship journey?
So even before, but especially since becoming an entrepreneur, I have been lucky or been blessed to be associated with in environments where there are other entrepreneurs, and for instance, there are initiatives such as Business Circle, where actually I had an idea before, but that kind of cemented, the opportunity to learn more about entrepreneurship, learn about the different legal regulations, meet other entrepreneurs, hear other ideas. So I kind of fed off of that environment, and that gave me the push to start my business. And in terms of my biggest takeaway, For me, it's the support. So
Okay.
I would say one of my biggest achievements is having done the uniform ties for a major company. And that was pretty much from a referral. So somebody did a gift exchange and the person liked it and they, recommended me. And for me, that was a huge, huge deal. So, just the support that people have been giving me, that's my biggest takeaway.
Okay, awesome. All right. So I think that will call it a wrap for you. Thank you so much, Ms. Keisha Knight of Dapper, where sophistication complements style. Dapper provides a line of unique and awesome trendy men's accessories right here in Antigua and Barbuda. Did you share your contact information with us, Keisha? Did you share this once again? How do people contact you?
Certainly. So you can find Dapper on social media at Dapper268. That's DAPPER 268 on both Facebook and Instagram. You can send us an email at dapper.anu@gmail.com. And you can call us via telephone at 773-2771.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ms. Knight. That was Dapper, where sophistication meets style. All right, we're going to head on over to our next presenter. And this is from our startup that is known as Foot a Trail in Antigua and Barbuda. So we're going to invite Foot a Trail, Mr. Oscar Lake, to join us. Oscar, are you there?
Hey, good night. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Right, so, awesome. Good night, Oscar. All right, I'm just going to set you up, Oscar. I think I'm going to be controlling your slides for you today.
Yep.
So, for the trail, discover Antigua the correct or the right way. And this is being done by entrepreneurs Oscar Lake and, make sure I pronounce it properly, Dosher Williams.
Dosher.
Did I get it right?
It's Dosher.
Dosher Williams. Dosher Williams. Awesome. Okay, all right. So we're going to switch over and switch into your presentation gear. Just like Ms. Knight, Oscar, you will have 6 minutes, to share your presentation. And afterwards, we will go down for question and answers from you. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. All right.
Good night, everyone.
Going. All right.
Ready?
Good to Oscar.
Okay. Good night, everyone. Welcome to Foot a Trail, one of Antigua's newest fun, adventurous, and educational excursions, where you can discover Antigua the right way. I am Oscar Lake, and my partner is Miss Dosher Williams. We have been hiking now for almost 2 years. We are the owner of Foot a Trail. We offer hiking excursion around Antigua. We have been hiking now for, as I said, for over 2 years, and we have been to many places where it's very awesome, exciting, and breathtaking. We have noticed that there are many more beautiful places in Antigua to be seen, not just by boat or a drive, but also by just taking a walk on a lovely island. One of our goals we have at Foot a Trail is to bring more ecotourism to our island. Therefore, we do not promote littering or destroying or harming any other floral or faunas, on our trails. We try to protect them as much as possible. We offer 4 types of hikes in our packages. One of our hikes is the intense trail, which is over 3 hours. These trails normally take you through hills, shorelines, and forest trees, which is a very challenging trail. Our price range starts from $60 for adults and $45 for kids. On this trail, we do not allow anyone below age of 15 for health purpose and safety as well. Our other trail we have is moderate, which is a more relaxed trail. The duration for this one is normally 3 hours or less. And again, our price range is from 55 US. Kids under 15 will pay just only $40. Then we have the sunset. With the sunset trail, we could take a trail and you can enjoy the moment of the sun touching the horizon. This trail also comes with a price range of $60 and $45 for kids under 15. Then we have the Set Your Day trail. With this one, the client will have the chance to tailor their own trail with the option from a moderate trail, which is anything below 3 hours. With that, they can have a combination of a trail, a lunch on or off the beach, a trail plus a swim, or even the three. You can do a trail, a lunch, and plus a beach as well. As you can see, this is the brochure we have out at the moment. We are also in collaboration with a few vendors on the beach as well and sales rep who are able to push our adventure, to tourists coming to Antigua, anyone who's looking for the hiking adventure on the island. We have a few souvenirs as well that you could be purchased, mainly online, you can order them. We have the shirts and also we have the water bottle. And again, we are also in talking with vendors on the beach for a bit more souvenirs like carvings and stuff, so you can make your stay in Antigua and also the trail you did with Foot the Trail more memorable as well. And also we could be contact on Facebook. They have a Facebook page, which is Foot the Trail. We're also on TripAdvisor and TikTok. Our website page is www.footthetrail.com. We also have an email address, which is footthetrail@gmail.com. Also, you can call or WhatsApp us on 724-509 or 723-0509. Thanks, and any questions?
Awesome, thank you so much. You did that in 5 minutes and 14 seconds.
Oh.
Good job on your time. Yeah, you had time. You had time to spare. You've been hiking a bit. So good, nice presentation. Thank you very much. Is there any questions for Oscar and Dosher from Foot the Trail, the right way to discover Antigua and Barbuda? Well, Antigua, sorry. Do you have any questions for Oscar?
I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, so I noticed, first tonight, I noticed you said, or I really like the fact that you spoke about ecotourism during your presentation, because that is being a hospitality professional. So my question to you is, in your packages or on your hike, do you incorporate any sort of sensitization or education about the environment, or how do you incorporate ecotourism within your package?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We share our knowledge that we have with the plants and animals that's there. And also, strangely, a lot of the hikes or trails we have in Antigua actually go through historical places. So our trails ain't just a walk in the park. You will leave your trail having more information about Antigua. Hence why we say discover Antigua the right way.
Very nice. Awesome. All right. Any other questions for Oscar regarding Photo Trail, the right way to discover Antigua? Yes, I have a question from Anthea. Anthea, please go right ahead.
Hi. I just going through his presentation. I noticed that he only has a US rate, but also does he appeal to the local market, and would he have like packages and also local rates? Because you may have family persons. You said on the 15 they pay a certain price, but something if you package something as a family or girl trip, those things tend to appeal to a local market.
Very good question.
Yes, yeah, very, very interesting question. Yes, yes, we do. Yes, we do have packages for local rates, and also, we do tours as well just for families. If you don't want to go out on the trail with a lot of people, you just want to enjoy Antigua with you and your family, we do that as well as a package. So yes, we do have local rates as well.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for that. Of course, I'm going to ask you similar questions that I asked Keisha as well.
Yeah.
What would you consider to be your biggest challenge, so to speak, since you started Photo Trail? And one of the things I wanted to make sure that we do with Startup Huddle is that we try to make sure that we have at least an individual entrepreneur and also a partnership that we present, so that way we can benefit from the experiences, because as we know, forming partnerships can be a challenge, but also at the same time there's been a lot of benefit to it as well. So I would love to hear what would have been, or what do you consider to be your greatest challenge? And also, of course, why did you get started, or what motivated you to start Photo Trail Antigua, you and Dosher?
First of all, as I said, we have been hiking for almost 2 years now, and since the COVID, we have explored Antigua a lot more. And then we saw the opportunity to actually start a business to, as I said, to introduce ecotourism to Antigua. So that gives us the reason why we should, or we go forward to start a business. One of the challenges that we have or facing is actually finding a company or someone who can produce, as in, produce a startup package, as in the logos, the website, on a speedy basis. That's one of the main biggest challenges we have as well. You did mention about cooperation. At the moment, we're actually talking to few cottages here in Antigua, and they're actually giving us the support. So when they have their guests arriving, our brochures will be there as well, advertising. We are actually as well in talking with the Antigua tourism in the UK. Yes. So we have there's actually dialogue happening between us as well, and we're trying to get on a few magazines, mainly those also that you will find on the airplanes coming to Antigua.
Lovely. Nice strategy. Okay, beautiful. And what would you consider to be your lessons learned, so to speak, your greatest takeaway since you guys started Photo Trail?
The greatest takeaway is, believe in your dreams. Believe in your dreams, and
that is one of the hallmarks for being a good entrepreneur.
Yes. One thing that it was is my big motivation is the history of Coca-Cola. In the year they started up, the oldest of Coca-Cola. The year they started up, they only sold one bottle of Coke. and they keep on believing in their dreams. And now, they're actually the biggest company in the world.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's one of the most recognized logos worldwide. Anywhere you go.
That's right.
Absolutely. I love that. Awesome. No, I have another question for you. Are there any other questions from the audience? I don't want to take up too many of the questions. If you have any questions for Foot to Trail, Discover Antigua and Barbuda the Right Way, with Oscar and Dosher. Any questions regarding their startup, Foot to Trail in Antigua, hiking tours, getting a chance to see Antigua and Barbuda from a different perspective, not just from boat or from driving around, but actually hiking through trails. And you saw some awesome, beautiful trails, sunset trails, intense trails if you want to get the workout in, moderate trails, or you can just make it your own way for your day. So you can go at your own pace, have your own experience. No, I had a question as well. Please, if you have a question, feel free to raise your hand or put it in the Q&A or chat box, and I will ask it for you if you don't want to verbalize it. I have another question for you, Oscar. Given the fact that you have a lot of hikers, hiking has become the new thing in Antigua and Barbuda. No carnival, they could jump up, so everybody channel their energy in a different way. You saw a lot of hikers all over the place. What is it that sets, or why should someone or anyone decide to go with Foot to Trail versus just going on a regular hike by themselves? What is the benefit of coming with Foot to Trail?
It's actually two benefits. One, we're keeping the group down to a limit, again, because of the COVID situation, so you feel more safer along with us. Mm-hmm. And also, as I said, it's not just a walk through the bushes or even the coastline. We stop, we take pictures, enjoy the moment, and we actually make it a lot more historical than just taking the walk.
Mm-hmm. So that comes back to the first part we talk about education.
Sorry,
I was just asking if that comes back to the point that you made from the start, where that your tour is the newest education excursion for Antigua and Barbados. It's not just simply going for a hike. You actually teach your clients or customers how they're hiking.
That's right. And also, because of my background, ex-taxi driver, I have quite a bit of knowledge about the history as well of the island.
Wonderful. Okay. Thank you for that. Any questions for Foot to Trail, Discover Antigua the Right Way? I have another question for you as well. Are persons, because you do have a website, which is awesome, do you have custom trails that you use? Are there specific trails that you use, or do you use the existing trails that are kind of popular on Antigua and Barbuda, or do you kind of go off on different paths for persons to experience?
What we do, we have options of trails, but what we do first, we interview the clients and see what the client actually loves, and what they prefer. It might be just be a coastal walk or a forestry walk or something. So it depends on what the client wants. Then we put them on the trail.
Got you. So it's customized to that.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So there's a question. Can you repeat the site for me, please? Sure. The website is www. And correct me if I'm wrong, Oscar, or I'll let you go. Your site, your website.
www.foottotrail.com.
So www.foot, letter A, trail, as you see in the logo, .com. So www.foottrail.com, as you see it's put out within the logo itself.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Any other questions for Oscar and Dosher regarding Foot to Trail, Discover Antigua the Right Way, which has personalized hiking tours, and you also get a chance to learn about Antigua and Barbuda while having a good time and keeping the heart rate up as well. All right. Any questions? No? I think I have one more question for you from me. I can imagine, again, with the fact that you have so many different hikers hiking around Antigua and Barbuda, I didn't get a schedule from you, per se, as to when do you actually do your hikes or your tours. Is it done every single day, or are you doing specific days? Do I have to, if it's just me by myself, do I have to go out with a group, or can I kind of just go it alone with you? Do you have a minimum? Because that's several questions in one, so let me repeat them for you. Are there specific days that you go? Do you have a specific schedule that you operate by? Is there a minimum that you require, or can I kind of just go on my own? If we have like a group of 2 or 3, you still take us regardless if you don't have like a minimum amount of persons?
We go according to bookings, and no, we don't have a minimum, but what we're doing, we're trying to put a cap on it as a maximum of 6, for health and safety wise.
Okay, understood. So you take up to a maximum of 6 persons, and do you do it every day or specific days?
According to bookings.
According to bookings.
Yeah.
So, but you're open to every day. So there's not a day that you don't go per se.
That's right.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, all right. So I think those are my questions. Do you have any other questions from the panel or the audience? Any other questions? No?
I have one more question.
Sure, go right ahead.
He may have touched on this, but I may not have heard.
Sure.
Since you advocate for, I'm on the ecotourism again. Since you advocate for the environment and ecotourism, have you partnered with any entities that promote or facilitate ecotourism, or just a healthy environment in general, for instance, the EAG or anything like that?
No, we haven't reached that line as yet. But when I was starting up, I did mention it to Wallens, and they were actually telling me that, they're the one who sent me to go and do the training, which gave me a lot of information about the forestry and stuff. And also with them, they're not competing as well, because they only do trails within Wallens. So their trails is not out of Wallens as well. And she is willing now to actually send any trails out of Wallens in my direction.
Okay, beautiful. That's awesome. That's awesome collaboration right there for you. All right, thank you. If there are no other questions for Oscar, we will let Oscar go. Oscar and Dosher, they are the entrepreneurs partners for Foot a Trail, Discover Antigua the Right Way. Personalized hiking tours, whether it be sunset, moderate, intense, or you can just kind of go at your own pace, customize the tour and experience just for yourself. You get a chance to learn about Antigua and Barbuda while having an experience in Antigua from a different perspective, not just by the traditional boat or drive, but hiking through trails with entrepreneurs Oscar and Dosher. All right, thank you, Oscar. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks.
All right, with that, I want to just give a quick reminder about the opportunities that I introduced at the start of the session. For those persons who may know anybody in Antigua and Barbuda who are between the ages of 18 and 30, the One Young World has just released a scholarship opportunity for them to participate in the One Young World Summit in Munich, Germany, from the 23rd to the 26th of April, 2021. This is an opportunity for them to have all expenses paid. Basically, you have cost of flights, transportation to and from the hotel, the venue, lunch, everything covered, access to the One Young World Summit in Munich, Germany for 2021. So please, if you know of anyone who may be meet the eligibility criteria, the last time when I participated in One Young World, I met a lot of awesome entrepreneurs right there in at One Young World. It was a really awesome, amazing experience. It brought people, entrepreneurs who are doing really awesome things, social entrepreneurship, trying to change the world. Because again, entrepreneurship is the solution to many of the problems that we're facing today. And so an opportunity to go to One Young World will be really amazing for someone between the ages of 18 and 30. So once again, please share that. And I want to encourage you again as well. I forgot to mention as well, on the YLAI, the Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative, which is also part of our Startup Huddle community, the U.S. Embassy released or announced the 2 Antiguans and Barbudans who have been selected for the 2021 cohort. And I just want to share them with you. So on the U.S. Embassy's website, we actually have the Young Leaders Americas initiative for the 2021 session. YLAI, I was a part of YLAI in 2017. It's one of the things that got me started with the business circle. That has now led to Startup Huddle as well. The owner of Guilty Consumption, Ashanti Lindsay, she has been selected as one of Antigua's and Barbuda's YLAI ambassadors for 2021. So we say congratulations to her. And also Executive Director of Wallens Nature Reserve, Ms. Rafika Atwood. She's also been selected as YLAI 2021 ambassador for Antigua and Barbuda. So we say kudos to these awesome young women, and we look forward to celebrating their successes as they start their journey in YLAI. YLAI is normally a 6-week fellowship where you get paired with business in the U.S. and you exchange information, get training and access. Of course, with everything that's going on with COVID, that is going to be limited, and they're going to actually experience a virtual experience for the first time in YLAI's history. And then I think after that, they will have the opportunity to either connect with their the partner businesses in the U.S. or have them do an exchange where they come down or go up. I'm not really sure how it's going to be working this year. But yeah, so we say kudos to Ashanti and Rafika on their award. And I want to encourage everyone, if you are interested in business, the YLAI website, YLAI.state.gov, has a lot of awesome free courses that are available to you free of cost. So please free to go and take advantage of them as well. Without further ado, I want to say thank you for joining us for Startup Huddle in Antigua and Barbuda. Our next Startup Huddle session is going to be next month. Let me see if I can get you the date exactly, in January. And we also have some really awesome things that are coming up next month for Startup Huddle and for entrepreneurs. So we're looking at both the week of the 20th of January for the next Startup Huddle, 13th to 20th of January. I'll just verify that for you. But please feel free to share Startup Huddle, the website, www.startuphuddle.app. And there's also going to be an app that's going to come out as well that will allow you to be able to stay connected with all these awesome entrepreneurs and even more. And also provide a lot of training opportunities for you if you're thinking about starting a business as well. So with that, I want to say thank you once again for joining us tonight. And I look forward to seeing you at the next Startup Huddle session. All right? Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out once again.